Every morning, there's a moment you never really look at. The moment the door closes behind you, you think I'm fine. You think I curl up and sleep until you're back. But I've never told you what actually happens in me the second you're gone. So today, let me finally show you. Because there are things I feel every single time you leave that you've completely misread. And there's one thing, right at the end, I've never let you see. Please, stay with me for it. Here's the first thing you don't realize. I know you're leaving long before you do. It's the small things. The sound of your keys, the shoes by the door, the way your voice changes when you're getting ready. To you, it's just a routine. To me, it's a countdown. So when you see me get quiet or follow you from room to room while you get dressed, I'm not being needy. My heart already sank the moment I heard the keys. I'm just trying to hold on to the last few minutes of you. And then it happens. The door closes. And here's what you have to understand. In that moment, I don't know if you'll be gone for 5 minutes or forever. I have no calendar, no clock, no promise I can hold on to. There's just the sound of your footsteps fading, and then silence. The house goes from full to empty in a single click. And for a while, I just stand there, listening, hoping the door opens again, and this was all a mistake. You've wondered what I do all those hours. Let me be honest with you. Sometimes I wait by the door and don't move for a long time. Sometimes I pace, and yes, sometimes I chew something of yours or scratch at the door. But please hear this. It was never to punish you. It was never spite. When a dog does that, it's not anger, it's anxiety. It's the closest thing I have to crying. I'm not trying to ruin your day. I'm trying to survive the fear that you might not come back. When the waiting gets too heavy, I do something you've never seen. I go to the things that still smell like you. Your side of the bed, the laundry you left on the floor, the chair you always sit in. Your scent is the strongest, safest thing in my whole world. And when you're gone, it's the only piece of you I have left. So I press into it, and I breathe you in, and for a moment, it's almost like you never left. That's not a habit. That's me, holding your hand the only way I know how. People say dogs live in the moment, like it's a gift. But here's the part no one talks about. Living only in the moment means that when you're gone, there is no later for me to look forward to. There's only now, and right now, you're not here. I can't tell myself. Just a few more hours. I can only feel the empty house and wait and hope over and over until the moment I hear something at the door. And then it happens. The keys, the footsteps, the door, and every bit of that fear I've been holding all day breaks apart at once. That's why I lose my mind when you walk in. That's why I can't stop spinning and crying and pressing into your legs. To you, it's a cute little greeting. To me, it's the end of not knowing. You came back. You always came back. And every single time, it feels like the whole world just returned to me. And here's the last thing, the thing I promised to show you. My fear was never really about being alone. Dogs can handle alone. My fear is losing you. That one day the door closes, and it's the time you don't come back. That's the thought I carry quietly every single time you go. And yet, I let you go anyway. Every morning, without chaining myself to your leg, because loving you means trusting that you'll return to me, and you always have. So I'll keep waiting by that door for the rest of my life, for the sound that means my whole world just walked back in. So tomorrow morning, before you leave, look back at me one more time. Now you know what that look means. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Nuzzlekin and tell me in the comments, what does your dog do the moment you walk out the door? And if you've ever wondered why I go so crazy, The second you come home. That's the next story I'll tell you. I'll be waiting. I'm always waiting.